Yes, I usually try to continue at least for 20 weeks. And then we'll see like how her glucose levels and all these things, and then according to that, we can continue metformin. Because we go for this GTT and GDM, already GDM is there. So when there is a high risk, there is no harm in continuing metformin. Because metformin also has the other role, like it changes the metabolic profile also. It's good in such patients to continue metformin.
So hirsutism in acne, again, since the same thing is there, addition of the OC pills. If the menstrual irregularities are there, we do go for the addition of the OC pills with the help of the gynecologist. And along with that, if the patient is not in means he has any contraindication of starting OC pills, we go with the other anti-androgen like aldactone or glutamide. But nowadays bicalutamide is also available, which is given as a 25 milligram per day. And along with that, we also add the metformin. Metformin is also good for the adding, and this is a treatment for the pharmacological treatment. But to improve the patient's appearance, we do tell patient to go for the other treatment where to decrease the hair like eflornithine, topical eflornithine, or the laser therapy uh, for that, so that the patient's confidence will build up along with the treatment and he can stick to the treatment.
I do see a lot of young girls in my clinic who already have pre-diabetes. Some of them already have type 2 diabetes by the age of 24 to 25. And we know that women with PCOS also tend to be more overweight or obese. And as a result, the combination of the overweight, obesity, the pre-diabetes, the type 2 diabetes, a lot of them have dyslipidemia. So women with PCOS usually tend to have multiple cardiovascular risk factors. This is more common, obviously, in the overweight and obese category of PCOS. And also those women who have hyperandrogenism are more likely to have the adverse cardiometabolic outcomes. So again, you keep mentioning the word multidisciplinary, and it's very important that when the dermatologist sees the hyperandrogenic features, this is a red flag that this is somebody who is at high risk for cardiometabolic outcomes. And screening women for all these parameters, which is an OGTT, HbA1c, a lipid profile, a high sensitivity CRP. These can help us, identify women at high risk. We all know that lifestyle interventions are extremely important in women with PCOS.
First thing is in GDM, we go for the diet control and we continue with the metformin. I usually prefer 500 milligrams BD because these patients will be having already, they have a lot of nausea and vomitings. So we can take into consideration like how well she is coping up with this metformin, because some patients will complain of this irritability, gastric problems and all with this metformin. How well her sugars are controlled and how well she can take up this metformin. We'll consider that and then continue with the metformin. And when sugars are controlled, we can continue with the same dose.
So if the treatment with the metformin, obviously we also add the other treatment. There is a topical, means we give the lightening agent like peeling agent or salicylic acid peel, and these are we add to reduce the thickness of the skin and we to lighten the area. And one thing is that we sometimes in few patients I also try to give the pioglitazone, but I am very happy with the metformin, so I switched back to the metformin. So that is another option we can try. The people who is not able to not has side effect because of the metformin, can we give the other form, other the anti-diabetic other medication.
Most importantly, we have to be very careful about labeling adolescent girls as PCOS. And usually it is recommended for the first 7 to 8 years, at least until menarche. It's extremely important to not label young girls as PCOS. Maybe we label them as, not label them, but we can call them as possible or probable PCOS and revisit about 7 to 8 years after the menarche. But yes, metformin does have a place in the management of adolescent PCOS, where if hyperandrogenism is there, clear cut, then yes, you can diagnose adolescent PCOS. And in these girls, often metformin works very well to reduce the insulin resistance, help them to reduce cravings, help them to reduce weight. Another area where metformin is very useful is sometimes in women, in these young girls who have oligomenorrhea, simply giving them metformin can sometimes make the periods regular. The reason is because we all know the negative connotations that are associated with hormonal pills. These are very young girls who are still growing, their bones are still not fully mature, their peak bone mass has not been achieved. So in this age group, we try to avoid hormonal medications as far as possible. And we can definitely leverage the use of metformin, either for the insulin resistance and weight loss, and also for the cycle, menstrual cycle.